And welcome to Beaver Materials Field. My name is Byron Stankus, and alongside Matt McEnroe here, we are going to be looking at the Noblesville Millers versus the Hamilton Southeastern Royals lacrosse game today. Matt McEnroe, what are we looking at today?
We're looking at two HCLC opponents. That's the Hoosier Crossroads Lacrosse Conference. This will be Noblesville's first HCLC game of the season. They were supposed to have one against Fishers earlier in the week, but that was canceled due to weather, and we're certainly experiencing some weather today. We're also going to get a good glimpse of Hamilton Southeastern, which is ranked number 2 in the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association.
Yeah, the defending Indiana State champions, HSC Royals, are out here today. From what I imagine, talking with the coaches going back and forth, they graduated 12 players, and they're going to have a little bit more of a deficit along with those guys that are graduated out. Matt, tell us a little bit about that today.
Yeah, so HSC is going to be without the services of Timmy Matthew Dykus this evening, the team's starting goalie, and was also their starting goalie for their 2018 state championship season. He's out with a shoulder injury. In addition to that, they'll be without Sam Frenefrock, their defensive midfielder, as well as Cannon Ellsbury, their starting close defenseman, for the first half due to some school activity that's going on currently, and they should be here by halftime.
Yeah, I think they're doing an engineering project, which sounds excellent. So it's glad to see that those scholar athletes are looking at academics first in that case, and I think we'll be able to see one of the greatest names in lacrosse, Cannon Ellsbury, playing defense later in the second half. Noblesville is suffered at least one injury as well. Give us a little update on that. Okay, I'll look at it here. Yeah, they have Adrian Vasquez.
Adrian Vasquez, yes, has a foot injury. A senior midfielder does take some face-offs for them, so it'll be interesting to see what Noblesville does in the face-off dot today.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go with Evan Rohde. He's been their face-off guy for the last couple of years. I know that they have worked in Adrian Vasquez as all-around athlete player down there. He can play defense, pick up ground balls, run the field. He's excellent. So foot injury really hurts them. But looks like we're lining up here to start the first face-off. It's going to be Tony Kassiri and the aforementioned Evan Rohde. So we are going to get them down, and we'll get this game underway in just a moment here. Referees get them set. The referees are in play. And we're off. And the draw was won there by Evan Rohde. But there we go. We've got tie to splitter with the ball coming down the field. So HSC with the possession gets it into the box.
I already have a flag down on the play.
All right, so let's see what that flag is. That was a very early flag. The referees are going to be signaling that that's going to be against Noblesville for interference.
So new rule this year, when a flag is down, possession must be gained by the defensive team before the whistle can blow, or
right.
The ball needs to go out of bounds.
That's an excellent point. What it used to be was the ball would just hit the ground, the whistle will blow, but now there actually has to be a turnover, whether it goes out of bounds or there. The ball's back in play for the extra man offense there. What are we going to see, you think, from the extra man offense here?
You're going to see a lot of good ball movement, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now, and you can only imagine that they're waiting to set some sort of off-ball motion, which you're seeing right now. Player on the crease, number 10, Cam Smith, just popped from the crease.
Yeah, Cam Smith, rocket. He is he and sophomore number 9, the freshman phenom from last year, Kemp, who just turned the corner down, took a shot and scored. Right, got the defense sleeping. So Ryan Kemp, number 9, with the unassisted goal on the extra man offense, gives the Royals a 1-0 lead. So it looks a lot like we're going to watch this replay.
As you can see the replay here, ball in possession. There was a good ball fake just below GLE before number 9, Ryan Kemp, took a couple steps above GLE and shot 5-hole.
Yeah, Ryan Kemp last year, MVP of the state championship game. He and Cam Smith returning offensive players. I think the two of them will take the team on their shoulders. We're out for the second face-off here. Kassiri has really built a resume as an excellent face-off player, so we'll see if that continues here. Referee's getting them set, making sure everybody's legal, and the whistle blows. Kassiri pops it out and starts a fast break. They make it move, get down, and the extra pass across.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, Cam Smith, that's set up fast break. I think that might have gotten deflected, but the referee seemed like it was a bad pass. So we will go to Noblesville on the clear here. So Noblesville will take the ball in from out of bounds once they find one off the sideline here, and they'll clear it. You'll see number 20 for Noblesville comes down here. They in the box. They like to get their short sticks involved very quickly here. There you go, number 16, Eden Richardson. So they're going to have him try
nice
one-man
ride.
clear it. Excellent ride. They're double teaming. The Royals are double teaming him there.
And he stepped out of bounds.
They actually called that a loose ball push.
Did they?
Yeah, the referee there called a loose ball push. So Eden Richardson's tenacity actually pays off there for a moment. Excellent ride by the Royals. The Royals are going to be all over the field, I imagine. They're an excellent riding team. That's one of the things they take pride on their offense. So Aiden Richardson, number 16 for the Millers here, is going to try again to get the ball across midfield.
Double right from the whistle.
And he clears it through. So he had 20 seconds to get it across there, and then it's an interception. Titus Splitter coming down, picked off the pass, the long stick midi, the sophomore who filled in really well last year when there was a suspension on the team for the Royals. He came in as a freshman and did a yeoman's work there at the long stick midi position. So the Royals are going to take their time and set up their offense.
Titus Splinter is certainly somebody that Coach Scott Beasley, head coach for Hamilton Southeastern, wanted us to take a look at. He feels he's a huge X factor for the team this year and believes he might be one of the best LSMs in the state, if not the best.
Yeah, he's an excellent player. And like I said, when he was thrown into deep water there as a freshman and he really stepped up, it was excellent learning experience as a shot comes here that goes wide by number 25, Blaine Wirtz.
Blaine Wirtz, a freshman this year on the team, had a really good goal against Carmel, number 1 Carmel, in their game at HSC just a few weeks ago.
Interestingly, HSC in league play in the state of Indiana is undefeated, and Carmel did take the loss there with a 1-goal game in a very tight game as a turnover is created, and it's Aiden Richardson up the field. He headbands the ball, gets it up to number 5. That's going to be Lorenzo Ferraro. They move the ball down, and they're working it around. We're going to see how this goes. Outside, shot to the outside by Seth Schroeder. Excuse me for tripping over my own words. If Noblesville does get a chance to set up their offense, they have an assistant coach in Griffin Davison, who I personally coached, played at Adrian and scored 99 points there for Noblesville when he was a senior here. He's running their offense, so they like to run a lot of motion as the ball turns over at the midfield. We're going to see Justin, number 7 for Noblesville. That's Justin Johnson Sparks, senior who's new to the game, still a little raw, but trying to make a play there. As in Mason Bowler, the number one plays defense there too.
There was definitely some good coverage by him at the midfield there, trying to ride that clear.
Yeah, I think it just got sloppy there. So unfortunately, we did talk about weather. So we do have a little drizzle on the field that can impact the game a little bit. Don't see any lightning in the area, and I think it's just going to be light rain, so it won't be too bad. But again, another possession here for the returning state champs. And again, they're going to start here with Cam. They're going to try to isolate Cam Smith, and he makes a play. Tipped inside.
Good deflection.
Good deflection there. And there's the aforementioned Jonathan Sparks making a play on the ball. See if he can pick this ball up and get it upfield. It's an excellent play. Works it over to the other defense. So the defense is going to try and clear it here with Cole Brown. Cole Brown, the long stick for Noblesville, taking his time surveying. Again, they like to get the Noblesville Millers like to get the ball into their short sticks hands. They don't want their long poles holding it too long. So cross-field pass there to...
Whistle's blown. Failure.
Yep, failure to advance. Alexander Dawn with had trouble handling that. So another possession to the Royals. I think this is going to be a very difficult problem for Noblesville. If Noblesville has an offense that can score pretty well, but they have to have the ball to do it. They're working the ball around again with the offense. They're being very patient. The 1-0 lead doesn't seem to panic them at all as the Royals here take a dodge at the goal.
Talking to Coach Beasley yesterday evening, I asked him...
Oh, there's a goal at Cam Smith. Excellent play.
Nice assisted goal by the two-headed monsters, Ryan Kemp to Cam Smith.
Yeah, those two guys definitely know each other.
Just in my conversation last night with Coach Beasley, he said he likes they're liking to start their dodges from about the the low wing area, about 25, 30-yard line, and that's exactly where that dodge initiated from.
Right. So, yeah, well, Noblesville also has to pack their defense in a little bit more. I mean, they said, we're talking with Coach K, Kyle Kurtzinger there before the game, he definitely wanted to keep track of number 9 and number 10. And their number 9 fed number 10. So somebody blew an assignment as Evan Rohde wins a faceoff on a quick clamp that Cesari overran. So Noblesville to set up their offense. But Ty DeSplinter all over Evan Rohde. It looks like a double team coming from Cesari, and then a pickoff pass. An excellent pickoff. Fast break coming down the field. They move the ball again. 1, 2, 3 passes back door. Excellent save
Good
by
save.
Jack Judy. Jack Judy, the left-handed goalie for Noblesville. He's a bright spot for the Millers for sure. Not only does he make that save, but then he outlets that ball up the field. And as they come down the field with Blaine McNabb, they draw another penalty. So no matter what's going to happen is the Millers are going to maintain possession here. So we got a flag down. We're going to get a slash call. So that'll be a one-man advantage for the Millers.
So when I talked to Coach Krutzinger yesterday evening about this game, he mentioned that one of the keys to victory for Noblesville would be capitalizing on EMO opportunities.
Yeah, the extra man offense for sure.
Yeah, so this is their opportunity to take advantage of a mistake by HSE. Let's see if they can do it.
Like I said, HSE has some scorers with number 5, Lorenzo Ferraro, starting the play here. They're going to move the ball around with coming around. Here comes a shot and a goal by Seth Schroeder. So the defense looked like they fell asleep there. There was no rotation. I think it's almost the identical play that we saw on the other side of the field.
Yes.
I think we saw
Take
that.
a look at that replay here. Yeah, it definitely was. Just minus the fake. Right, took a couple steps above GLE and shot 5-hole.
Yeah, so I think Seth Schroeder there, really excellent player for Noblesville. Offensive bright spot with he and Hunter Roberts. The two of them are a two-headed monster. And they've got Elias Aiden, the other attackman, who is a hockey player and starting to really see some time and play off his toughness. So when they get to move it, they definitely are going to be there. Cesari ends up winning the faceoff here for the Royals. And that's a deflected pass on the ground, scrap, and off the post. Cam Smith beats the defense with an excellent fake and hits the post.
Let's see if Noblesville can recover here. Doesn't look like HSE is going to push things right now. They're going to settle for the possession, which is one of their strengths.
Yeah, they definitely do not panic. I think they have a sense of confidence here. So, Cam Smith is going to start from exactly that spot. They're going to start, just out about the about 5 yards outside the box, which will be at the 30, and Cam Smith is going to isolate this short stick. He's going to take him down the side. The slide comes, and they're going to look for the extra pass. Skips through the formation, and that ball bounces out of bounds. There's an errant pass there, looking for Blaine Wirtz again, the other freshman. Noblesville is going to get this ball. I think they're going to start right there with Aiden Richardson again. He seems to be their workhorse, especially between the midfield lines. He throws back to the defense, so they're going to reset the clear.
Another matchup to look at is also number 33, Dean Constantine, and his matchup up against number 4, Hunter Roberts, the leading scorer for Noblesville. You're going to see number 33 matching up against number 4 all game. He probably won't slide off of number 4. They just want to make sure that number 4 does not get any opportunities to score on HSE this evening.
Yeah, the Royals do have possession of the ball again as they settle down again in offense. Created another turnover, got that ball back. So they're going to be really patient again, work the ball around. They're going to find a matchup that they like, and I think they're going to dodge off of that. Or in that case, they're just going to let Ryan Kemp launch a rocket with a stick save there by Jack Judy. Jack with another save. Again, I think his not only is he a good goalie, but his left-handedness, I think, plays into the favor because most right-handed goalies, shooters are used to going against, but having that stick on the other side as Cam Smith dodges from X and is looking for an extra player's got him.
And the
defender hung up, yeah. And bang, there's a shot and goal. And again, it's Smith and Kemp. So no matter where they are in the field, they seem to find each other.
They sure do.
Yeah, so I think that's a good look.
Okay, here we go. Look at the replay here. have a little bit of a malfunction on the replay. Sorry about that. But basically, again, the two-headed monster of number 9 and number 10 from HSC are making things difficult for Noblesville's defense.
Yeah, and I think what they're doing is with the off-ball guys doing a really good job of just finding space when his guy turns his head, and the on-ball guy is dodging enough to make the defense look at him, but not necessarily beating his guy. So puts him in a difficult spot. So another face-off here with Kassiri and Rhodey as the referees get them set. The score is 3-1, the Royals' advantage. Rhodey's on the ground. Ball comes, scoops out. Tony Kassiri with the ground ball, and it looks like he'll get that. Pass that ball up to Luke Engelman.
Pass over the head.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's an errant pass, so they're going to drop in and ride. So here we get another opportunity with Noblesville's Blaine McNabb is going to try to clear the ball, gets it across the midfield line. So, Matt, as we do this, just go ahead with the rules. I know there's a rule changes in college, so what's the rules here as far as getting it across the midfield line and getting in the box and such?
So once possession is gained from the defensive end, you have 20 seconds to get the ball past midfield. Once that ball is past midfield, you then have 10 seconds to get the ball inside the box, which is the top of the box is the 30-yard line from a football field perspective, and you can see a red line going across the field just below the 10, 20, and 30-yard lines in your screen right now. That would be the side of the box,
and
one touch.
And an errant pass here by Lorenzo Ferraro, so that is going to be a turnover there. If you watch that a little bit, Noblesville was able to work that ball around and get a little bit of motion too. So unfortunately they threw that away, so they're going to ride. And this is going to be Hamilton Southeastern with Max Blackburn's going to start with the ball against short stick, running against the ride of Seth Schroeder and Hunter Roberts. But he's going to go back to the goalie here. I believe that's Jake Lemieux. He's wearing a different number, so we're assuming that's Lemieux in the goal as Constantine gets the ball on the outlet, and it looks like he's going to easily clear it across the midfield line and get the ball up to Kemp, and the Royals are going to set up their offense again and touch the box and get going. So the 3-1 lead with 3:22 left in the first quarter. The Royals are in control of this game. Looks like we've had two solid offenses. An extra man offense for Noblesville that resulted in a goal, and then two errant passes on some other offensive plays. The rest of it has been dominated by the Royals here. So the Royals are going to spread out their offense as they do. They're really good at keeping their offense really wide and trying to pull the defense out as they work it around. So you think they're going to get their dodge here coming?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to sidestep all the way to the 25-20. Tries to beat his man top side. Now that double team's coming from Noblesville. It was a good recovery.
And that's Mike Matheny there. Michael Matheny, who's Matheny, sorry. This is their second midfield line, so the fact that they're getting some time there, a good save by Jack Judy off of the shot by Garrett Smith. So Garrett Smith, another freshman that's got on that squad, and it looks like we've got a flag down. There's probably going to be a slash here against the Royals as the Millers are going to try to clear the ball again.
Yeah, slash or a hold there.
But they're going to look right upfield and try to get that short stick pass. So I think he took a gamble there to try and find somebody downfield, did Jack Judy. But it's a gamble that'll pay off because you know you're going to get the ball back, so you might as well take a quick strike.
Yeah.
So here's that extra man offense again for the Millers. And again, this is where they really want to be capitalizing to keep this game close. So let's see if they can pull this together. I think they're going to do a similar. They're going to move the ball around a little bit and then get some off-ball movement. We'll see what comes of this as Schroeder initiates from behind. Gets it out to Roberts, back to Schroeder, and then a shot low.
They did try to force what they initially did the first time out with their EMO opportunity. Probably
looks like they're playing cat and mouse on that corner. An extra block by Hunter Roberts, who's riding hard.
Athletic play there.
And then good check on there, too. So this is going to be burning some time. And then Ty to Splitter, right? Is that who we got there?
Yes.
And then he makes an excellent play. And then Constantine clear the ball, gets it up to Kemp, and then Kemp settles down, touches the box, and sets up the offense again. Well, that's an unfortunate turnover. I know it was a shot on goal, but playing that little cat and the mouse in the corner down low didn't pay off the second time around. So we're going to see the Royals come through here as Kemp beats his man clean and then gets himself out of the double-team trouble and re-dodges as they set up again in their regular offense. Looks like they're slippery ball there. Cam Smith, slippery ground as well.
Rain's consistently been coming down, even a little bit harder now.
I think we've had a lot of that this year. A lot of cold games, a lot of rainy games, a couple of rain outs for sure. So
Definitely a lot of cancellations in the league this year.
An interesting thing to look at there as we get a shot wide by number 25, Blaine Wirtz. So the Royals are going to bring that back in here and dodge from X. This is going to be, pass cross crease. Errant pass, but picked up by the Royals. Cam Smith, blocked by Jack Judy. And then ground ball again. Looked like Aiden had that and spun it out of his stick. Cam Smith gets that again and slips on the ground again. I think that turf is really getting to him.
Yeah.
So he does the wise thing and gets it out to Ryan Kemp, and then he's going to start that again.
20 seconds remaining on your clock.
So I think the Royals know that. As this is the other freshman here.
Here comes that dodge.
Oh, great save. That was a little cross-handed. Blaine Wirtz with a cross-handed shot from underneath, and that save was sucked up there by Jack Judy. So an excellent play with time running off the clock here. As the end of the quarter, the Millers 1 and the HSE Royals 3.
So this is a good time for us to talk to you about our sponsors, Logan Street Signs and Banners. They're celebrating over 27 years. Logan Street Signs and Banners specialize in last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 137-773-7200 and visit their website at www.loganstreetsigns.com. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yes, and as you come into the stadium here, you'll actually see those banners and signs that Logan Street Signs and Banners actually puts up there. You see a lot of these in the stadium where you see this pictures of the seniors of all the varying sports, and that's where you can get those done is Logan Street Banners and Signs. So excellent to see them out there. Looks like the rain has picked up a bit. So
it has.
Is that going to affect at all the game here?
It can. It could definitely cause the strings to expand on the players' sticks, their pockets to expand a little bit. Kind of makes the passes a little sloppier. They might not be able to be as crisp, but hopefully they're protecting the heads of their sticks right now as the rain's coming down, maybe underneath their jerseys. Maybe they've got something to put it under. Hopefully they do. These are high school kids. Sometimes they might not have that stuff just ready. But you know what? It is what it is. It's going to be two teams that are going to have to go and play in these conditions. So we might see a little bit of sloppy play.
Sloppy play. We saw Cam Smith slide a little bit. We saw some overthrown balls, and that's not normal for either of these teams. Actually, on the flip side of that, you talk about kids drying their sticks. I actually went the other way when I was coaching. And if I knew it was going to be a rainy game, I would tell my players to soak their stick and get it wet, and then adjust the strings for the wet stick, and then keep it wet all game.
There you go.
So that they could throw correctly. Then, of course, when it dried, all the balls were sky balls throwing straight into the air as opposed to getting stretched strings going on the ground, so they had to make those adjustments again. So that's just a little trick that we used from time to time when I was coaching in order to you change on the variation. So if you had a dry game starting and then went to a wet game, it was a little bit different. But if you knew it was wet going in, we had a plan.
So I think HSC right now, entering this second quarter, has got to be happy with the way they've controlled possession of the ball, considering their starting goalie is out, their starting defensive midfielder is out, and their starting close defenseman's out. So I think they have to be happy right now with the fact that they're possessing the ball.
And they seem to be possessing it with confidence as well. I think the 1 for 2 on the extra man offense has probably got to be good for the Millers as well. I think if the Millers could fight and win a couple of more ground balls, gain them a little bit more possessions, we might close the gap here. So we'll see how this goes as we begin the second quarter with a popped-out face-off picked up. Contested ball, and that's picked up by number 22, Christian McClain. Christian McClasson. Oh, and a big hit by Tony Kassiri. Well, that's a hit that you're going to see here in lacrosse that 10, 15 years ago everybody would celebrate, and now he's going to go sit in the box and feel shame.
Correct, and this could actually be added time if you consider defenseless player, possibly a hit to the head. What we have been seeing across the league so far is a focus on ensuring the safety of our players. by the ILOA.
I think that you're talking about head contact in specific, and I think that
Correct.
as much as those plays are really fun to watch and exciting from time to time, I think the survival of the game requires that those get called.
Absolutely.
I think that lacrosse has become more of a finesse game, more of a skill game, and less of a raw physical game. So it's good to see that called. I know if I were a coach, I'd be happy that he made the hit, but perhaps not so happy that he's going to spend some time in the sin bin here. So.
By the way they're talking right now and the length of time that they're talking, it's good to see them talking about it and ensuring that they have a good result here.
Let's even get a view of the hand gestures to see how long that is. So it's definitely going to be unnecessary roughness. The question is now, is that penalty going to be, well, it is non-releasable with the referee holding his hands over the head. So the question is it going to be a 1 minute penalty, right, or a 2 minute penalty? Or is it going to be a 3 minute penalty? We did see the signal for over his head that it's going to be non-releasable. So for whatever period of time that is, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 minutes, we are definitely going to see that it is going to be Noblesville's ball for the extended, not Noblesville ball, but Noblesville extra man for the duration of that penalty.
Yeah, and right now it looks like Coach Beasley's asking for an explanation on the penalty.
Well, what's interesting to me, and the reason that he's asking, he's discussing this, is it looks like they have a second guy in the penalty box, number 3 there with him. So the question is he going to have number 3, E.J. Reichert, actually spend that time, and is that an expulsion penalty? Because Tony Cassiri, number 26, definitely committed that foul and is taking a knee. But there's a second guy in the box, which I did not see that penalty for, because actually that's the second penalty, because there's only 4 defenders on the field, only 4 long poles on the field. And because those penalties are simultaneous, I believe both of those are non-releasable. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so excellent. So this is going to be a huge advantage for the whatever extended period of time that this is. We think that's going to be at least a minute on E.J. Reichert's penalty, and it's probably going to be a 2 to 3 minute penalty for Cassiri as the shot comes wide. So that was Schroeder from behind trying to feed Aiden Richardson. So it looks like they're going to just try and collapse that defense and then pop some shots from the outside against the inexperienced Lemieux in goal.
And hopefully the Noblesville offense understands that, and passes the ball and works around, is a little patient and they get a quality shot.
He outlets that ball. I'm not sure that was the best placement. I think it was a good shot, but the placement of the shot maybe could have been better. But they're going to have a 2-man advantage there for a while. So a ride there by Aiden Richardson, who seems to be everywhere on the field today. He rides very successfully, gets that ball turned back over with help from number 19, Elias Aiden. So they're going to come in here and reset this extra man offense. As one of those penalties release, it's now the standard 6-on-5. So we'll see if they move this ball around and do anything a little bit different, as there's a cutter from Roberts on the inside. They work it around the outside. They're getting that ball back up, and here comes Richardson. Back to Aiden, feeding the crease. Hey, they really like Hunter Roberts moving around in the crease, number 4. He's really busy in there as everyone passes around the perimeter and is kind of looking for him. And he's popped back out. They went back into a circle offense here.
And HSC said they'd be cognizant of where he's at. You have to always make sure you know where a 40-goal goal scorer is on the field at all times.
You got 40 points this time of the year. You definitely know to be aware of that guy. So they got that shot from Schroeder gone wide, and now feedback up top. This is going to be a mishandled play. Elias Aiden with the pickup, and Aiden Richardson with a step-down shot right into the stick of Mr. Lemieux as Constantine gets the outletted ball back to Lemieux. They pass that up to Ty Splinter. Ty's going to looks like he's going to use his athleticism and try and outrun everybody here, and looks like he's going to do it. Be successful on that clear. He's going to get that ball up the field here, and Cam Smith's going to get that back in there with excellent Luke Engelman there with an excellent clear. As Cam Smith at this point, I imagine, what do you think? He's going to just try and kill the penalty, yes?
You would think so. It would probably be the smart play.
What's interesting is they only have 4 offensive players. All right, here, number 5 is as Blaine walks onto the field here. So
would like to see Noblesville pressure a little bit here, try and get the ball back with a man advantage.
Yeah, you would definitely want to see that, but you also don't want to give it up, give up an easy play. But
Rain is coming down a little bit harder now as well.
Yeah, the rain, in my experience, has always sort of leveled the playing field, sort of advantaged the. Excellent play by Aiden Richardson there with a takeaway from Cam Smith as he was just trying to kill the penalty, and Aiden Richardson's going to outlet the ball, get it to Jack Judy, and they're going to try and make it clear again as Noblesville still has a man advantage as they're trying to find a short stick they can get the ball to as they get it up the field there to Blaine McNabb. Blaine McNabb's doing an excellent job as the sophomore here involved with Noblesville. As there's your Hunter Roberts.
Hunter Roberts
stings the top corner.
Absolute.
So that was a good settle down clear, and then Hunter Roberts with the high heat, putting it past Mr. Lemieux.
Yeah, so he's a nice little sidestep to his right to beat his man top side, get his hands free. Takes a nice shot, top shelf.
Yeah, they definitely had a good jab step there to get around the guy, and I think took advantage of the inexperienced goaltender. And in one of those cases, you expect the goaltender to settle down the defense. But I think with Timmy Matthew-Dykes not in there controlling the defense, I think they sloughed off a bit.
Noblesville still is in the advantage right now, so you can see this. It's going to be a 3v2 on this upcoming face-off.
Yeah, it's a 3-2 score on the scoreboard as well, except the scoreboard's in favor of the Royals as we get a procedure penalty, and it's going to be a loose ball push on. It's going to be a loose ball push on somebody.
Officials.
The referees seem to be disagreeing with who it is. The Royals have conceded that they made the penalty, and the Millers seem to think that they're going to get the ball with Lorenzo Ferraro with the ball on his stick now as Evan Rohde went off the field and tossed it to him. And the referees are continuing to discuss what they all saw. And they're now going to go to the bench and have a discussion with the coaches so that they can get the call right.
Can they come up here and talk to us?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but they are going to call looked like a loose ball push based on what that was. So okay. I think the referees were just trying to decide whether that was interference, loose ball push, or what that was. But they got together and agreed that the loose ball penalty, the technical foul, is going to be just award the ball to the Millers. So the Millers will start with the ball, and it looks like they are all even now.
And HSC looks to be stepping out right now and pressuring a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're. I think they may have a sense of urgency now with the game only one goal in there, as Lorenzo Ferraro gets the ball against Titus Splinter, and gets the ball into the box, settles it in. So, look, you're right. I think the pressure defense has stepped up a little bit. There seems to be a little bit more urgency here in the Royals play, which I think is going to get the Millers to continue to move.
I think this is a good idea by HSC. They had talked yesterday about not really changing things up from what they did, playing people straight up, and now coming out and changing up the defense, making Noblesville think and move. This is a good idea by HSC.
Oh, excellent. McNabb to the inside feed. That's a thrown off the top there. Looks play. But we did see the Millers did get a little bit of movement, a little bit of ball movement, a little bit of passing, had a couple of dodges there. So
that was a good little cut by 19. It was the right idea. A good pass, just poor execution on that pass.
Yeah, so we're going to get a clear here by Luke Engelman, again, the defensive midi for them, as they get the ball and touch the box. So the Royals will settle down. So let's see if that urgency plays on the offensive side, because clearly they stepped it up defensively. As
one thing I'm noticing right now with Noblesville is as the substitution seems to be confusing Noblesville.
Boy, but I'll tell you, that just a little shimmy and shake move by Ryan Kemp. He's on fire.
Yeah, so we look at this replay here. Ryan Kemp just getting space between he and his defender from X. Nice left-handed shot as he comes up above GLE. Once again, top shelf.
He's got a little shake in him, doesn't he?
But it's so what's happening on those substitutions is Noblesville is getting pulled out of the whole area defensively and leaving wide open space for those attackmen to make those moves. They need to pack in that crease and wait for those substituting players to come in and pick them up.
You really don't want those wide open spaces unless you're a country singer, right?
Yeah.
So we get a new face-off here. So this face-off was by number 25, Blaine Wirtz. So Blaine Wirtz faced off instead of Kassiri that time. I think that there's a little bit of disciplinary action going on now at the end of the bench with Tony Kassiri, as Wirtz won that for the Royals, and the Royals set up their offense again. Again, the Royals offensively do not look like they're have any urgency. The 2-goal lead seems something that they're satisfied with at this point. And Ryan Kemp comes through, takes a shot. I guess that's why.
Yeah.
Play with a little confidence, and you don't have to have any urgency. Seems to be the Smith and Kemp show here.
So this replay here, again, from about GLE, tries to beat his man topside, left-handed shot, high heat again. High heat is giving the goalie some problems from Noblesville.
But if you also notice, he's coming from that left side, and with the left-handed goalie, it's right as he crosses the goal line extended, that goalie has to move his stick off of that post, and it seems to be throwing it right back where that was. So Ryan Kemp seems to have found a mismatch that he likes against his defender. That's for sure. That's Mason Bowler that's got his hands full with the championship MVP from last year. As Evan Rohde there and Blaine McNabb have a face-off again, but then it's the wing play of Titus Splinter coming in. There's another kid all over the field.
Definitely, and chooses makes the right decision, giving the ball up to Ryan Kemp in the alley there to gain possession.
And then Cam Smith blows by his guy and scores a goal. So again, it's the Smith Kemp show. Sometimes to each other, and then sometimes on their own.
Right now, Noblesville really needs to identify a way to help the close defense, and looks like they're taking a timeout right now.
Yeah, they are taking a timeout to try and get that straight, and maybe they'll address exactly what you're talking about, because they're not getting that help, because as the substitutions are coming on the field, what seems to be happening is those guys looking for the midfielders coming on the field are turning their backs to the ball, which leaves either Kemp or Smith alone one-on-one with their guys. So when they beat them, there's no help.
And they're very far upfield, up at the top of the box, if not outside of it.
Yeah, so we've talked about, we know Ryan Kemp is the MVP from last year and maybe the MVP of this game, and Smith. And if they were going to be an MVP for the Royals, perhaps they will go to Noblesville Trophy to get themselves a trophy. Noblesville Trophy has a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. They provide same-day service for last-minute decisions, and you can contact them on the web at noblesvilletrophies.com, noblesvilletrophy.com, or call them at 317-773-7391. So these teams are going to take a timeout. We know from the 6-2 score, we had a 3-2 score just a little bit ago after the penalty. Noblesville climbed back into this. And then, HSE really put it to them defensively, put the screws to them, and then took some advantage down there. So what do you think is going to be happening in these huddles?
Well, right now, I can only imagine that Noblesville's trying to figure out a way to get some help defense for their close defensemen when trying to identify number 10 and number 9 from HSE. Probably going to be looking to put in some form of a slide package. If they have a zone defense, maybe you might see something along those lines, maybe this half. But definitely would want to see something change up. From an HSE point of view, I think they're going to stay kind of consistent with what they've been doing. Keep with it until they can stop it. Coach Beasley mentioned something about make it, take it lacrosse, basically coming in here playing their game of lacrosse and not really having any things to confuse their team or anything along those lines.
Well, in Make It Take It Lacrosse, you count on your face-off midi winning that ball for you, so you make the goal and the face-off wins it again. But now they've gone to the freshman Blaine Wirtz at face-off. So I'm not sure if that was a removal from the game for Tony Cassiri or if that was a disciplinary action from the team for that big hit on the sidelines. But Tony Cassiri is out of gear on the sidelines, and he does not have his equipment on as the Royals pick up a ground ball in their defensive zone and are trying to clear it. So they're Max Blackburn again with the clear, getting that ball upfield. They're making a couple of passes and get it into the box. Those are ground balls, I think, for the Millers to stand a chance going forward here. They have to win because the offensive mismatch is evident with Kemp and Smith. So the question is, did that timeout work? And are we going to see something from the Noblesville Miller defense that's going to help those defenders with these guys? And that's one way to do it. Force a shot from the outside and allow Jack Judy to score. Those earlier goals are so close as a behind-the-back pass goes errant. And we have a player down.
It's Cam Smith.
That is Cam Smith got nudged into the crease. And the question is, how hard was he hit in the crease? The referee says not hard enough to cause a penalty, and that'll just be a turnover in favor of the Millers. So Hayden Richardson's going to start with the ball again, and he's going to ride. Again, they're one-man clear here sometimes as they try and use their short sticks to clear it. They get it to a long pole and then cross field, and an errant pass long pole to long pole as Cole Brown could not handle that ball, and it's going to be back to the Royals after they chase that ball out of bounds. So the Royals are going to set up their offense again. Another good ride by that attack. They seem to be doing a really good job of riding as well. So not only do these guys score, but Ryan Kemp and Cam Smith can also create turnovers as well, along with E.J. Reichert. So another play down the sidelines here.
Another attempt to dodge from the wing and beat their man top side.
Feeding the crease, skips through, and an errant pass. So how much of that errant pass right there is a bad play trying to read it, or how much do you think that is the rain has affected this?
I think we've got rain affecting us a little bit here.
Yeah. And as we see Noblesville start to clear the ball here with Blaine McNabb again, he's going to try and cross it, get through to – oh, that's picked off by Blackburn. So nice play. I'm sorry, Luke Engelman. Luke Engelman's now going to go the other way. And we're seeing guys slide over the field as the referees throw a flag. Footing seems to be an issue as well.
It does look that way. Seen a lot of players slip so far this first half.
So is that a situation where the guy riding just ends up causing a penalty because the guy in front of him falls down and he's hitting the wrong part of his body, you figure?
Yeah, I believe really unintentional. I would imagine that's a push with possession is what they called there. But it did look like he was slipping prior to any contact being made.
Yeah, and
difficult for the official, though, to be able to see that.
Yeah, we also have a timeout here on the field, so the referees are going to go through this. So with these conditions, anything that they're going to make, or is this just going to be a situation where they want to get in the right play in the right position here?
Actually, it looks like it might have been a trip that they just called.
Okay, so that'll be a 1 minute instead of a 30-second penalty. Oh. So does that change your philosophy in the timeout here at all?
The weather?
No, the call. Going from 30 seconds to a minute. No?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Yeah,
it wouldn't change mine by any means. Would it change yours if you were?
Since it's HSC, probably not. Although with 30 seconds, you definitely want to do it on one go around as opposed to two or three, and maybe usually with extra man offenses, there's the part 1, part 2, part 3 of the offense, and you kind of are looking for one of those, or you start at 2 or whatever, something like that, changing formation. Sure. So maybe you want to do the short version as opposed to the long version of that. But looks like HSC is going to step out with this, and they're going to have no problem getting onto the field. They got Tanner Williams out there along with Michael Matheny. So it does not look to me – it looks to me like they've actually got their second midfield on the extra man offense, right, with Cam Smith in the crease, right, and Cam Peach, the other midfielder, down on the right wing. So they are running sort of a hybrid here of their first and second line offenses in their extra man. So other guys getting extra reps as they work it around and cut two guys down, pop it up to Cam Smith, and let Cam Smith rip the top corner. So
it's easy. They're running a 5-man rotation, I believe, on man down there.
Yeah,
and
it looks
they're collapsing down, kind of late to get any type of pressure on the follow-through of the shot of Cam Smith, and Cam Smith can shoot from that 12-yard range.
Yeah, I think what they're doing there is they're changing formations. They're going from a 1-3-2, collapsing the two top guys down, and then popping the guy of Cam Smith off the crease, pop up top. Simple changing from a 1-3-2 to a 1-4-1, confusing the defense with the cutters, allowing Cam Smith to get open. They've run that play twice.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's the second time we've seen that.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that twice, if not more than that. As we see a ground ball by Blaine Wirtz, and then a pickup ground ball there by Blaine McNabb. So it is the Blaine-on-Blaine action here as the ball goes onto the field. A stick is falling apart, and it was a good job by Luke Engelman to not touch the ball with his broken stick. But there is a flag down. The referees are going to call it. And we're going to try to see what the referees signal here because in all of that melee, I was actually watching the broken stick to see what happened. I don't know that the stick broke so much as the head of the stick came off. But there are 2 flags on the field. See if they saw the same penalty.
Did they blow that stick because of the broken?
They did not blow the play because it looked like Engelman was able to get out of the fray and pick up his stick and get it out of the play. Never touched anybody nor the ball. So
it looked like they blew the whistle prior to the ball going out of bounds, which is why I asked.
They may have done that. It looked to me like he was doing the right thing. It's going to be penalties on. It's going to be penalties on the Royals here by the way the players are lining up on the field. So again, that Coach K for Noblesville saying that an important part of this game is capitalizing on extra man offense. They're going to have another opportunity at extra man offense with a man down. I do see that they are 2 men down.
That's what it looks like right now.
So they're probably going to play. I'm going to guess that there was probably a push there by number 25. And that they're going to probably call an illegal procedure penalty on number 11 at playing without his stick. That would be my guess at that call. So what's going to happen there is we're going to have a 2-man advantage for the Millers with 3:50 to go in the second quarter. This is going to be an important play for momentum here.
This is definitely important, and you'd like to see just some patience from the Noblesville team and really try and get a shot from up top, well above GLE, instead of trying to shoot from maybe GLE or maybe just a few steps above.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to spread the offense out a little bit. They like to pass it around the perimeter, make the defense collapse, and feed the crease. They had the sneaker around the corner there. Elias Aiden, ground ball's loose. And it looks like they were not taking your advice there, Coach. And looks like they tried to get that sneaker around the corner again. So.
Well, whenever you get the opportunity to get a 2-man advantage, sometimes you get excited and you want to try and score as quickly as you can and take full advantage of the time that you have. But really, it's just about patience.
Right. So are the Millers going to be aggressive here? The answer is no. The Royals will be aggressive here as Ryan Kemp takes advantage again of a substitution position where the midfielders of Noblesville aren't paying attention. They can't help and support as Ryan Kemp blows by his guy and shoots another high, hard one.
Correct. And you really would like to see some help defense on this because it's clear that one-on-one right now, number 9 and number 10 are having a great day right now, at least in this first half.
So with Blaine in the box, right? Blaine Wirtz is in the box. We've now gone to a third face-off guy in Ty DeSplitter with the long pole going against Evan Rohde here.
They have a 3v2 advantage right off the face.
That is the Millers with the advantage. And it's going to be a false start, and it's going to be awarded to the Royals. So the Royals win on a false start. They're still up. So that was a non-releasable penalty? No, that's not true because they scored. So it was the other way around. So looks like they're going to sub out here, and I'm guessing by the way Blaine Wirtz is going into the box, it's going to be 6-on-6 as Cam comes around the corner and does a cross-handed goal. I just don't think they stand a chance there, huh?
They're able to do what they want to do from an offensive perspective, number 9 and number 10.
And they seem to be able to do it when they want to do it as well.
Correct.
And I think you made an excellent point earlier. They are taking a huge advantage of while substitutions are going on. They're not waiting for the substitutions to make it on the field. They're using that chaos that's created as the defensive midfielders are looking for somebody to cover to go by their guy so that there won't be any help.
Absolutely. If they can make it a 3v3, that's more in their favor.
So, yeah, they're clearly making a 3v3 and even isolating it to a 1-on-1. So that's good as the ball gets loose on another face-off here as we're 2:33 to go in the second quarter. Hamilton Southeastern Royals are up 9-2 on the Noblesville Millers as they win the ball in their defensive box and clear it up the field. They seem to have no issue clearing here at all today as well.
No, and you know what? Jake Lemieux, just a sophomore in goal right now, finding time on varsity for Hamilton Southeastern, really handled that clear pretty well under some pressure. Impressive that the sophomore is able to handle that pressure.
Yeah, and he seems to be very confident in the clearing game for sure. He hasn't been tested a lot in between the pipes as Cam Smith feeds it up top and works it around Ryan Kemp on the wing. This looks a little bit different of an offensive possession here for the Royals. They seem to not be moving as much, a little bit stagnant as they clear out and make a dodge run here. So Matheny takes that shot.
Nice save.
That's Loudon Shunlin with that shot. So good save by Jack Judy. So it seems to me that the formula here for the defense of the Millers is to force those outside shots and give Jack Judy a chance.
Exactly. And that's really right now what you're going to have to do.
As Aiden Richardson, the one-man clear, comes through again, clears the ball for him. Number 16 then flips it out here as the Millers. Alexander Dawn gets onto the field. We haven't seen a lot of him. He's an offensive midfielder for them, and there's a whistle on the field. Looks like timeout by the Millers with 58 seconds on the clock, 58.8 seconds on the clock to end the half. So, Coach, looks like they're going to draw up a play here to try and get a goal before the half with the Millers trailing 9-2.
Yeah, you know what? Talking to Noblesville coaches yesterday, they mentioned that they do run a 14 or 1-4-1 formation. I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
Maybe now's the time. Just try something new, try something different. Make this HSC defense kind of see something different. Try a different slide package, whatever. Just try and get something different out there than what you've been running in the past.
Absolutely. What I'd like to, and I think with a minute, you've got an opportunity to get that ball around at least once or twice. Make the defense adjust a little bit, make the defense move, and then, get some sort of a dodge, and if it's not there, redirect it somewhere else so there could be another shooter. I expect there'll be a little bit of aggressive defense from the Millers. From the Royals. I think the Royals like to, in these situations, come out with a little bit of a press defense.
Definitely would like to see Lorenzo Ferraro, number 5, take that dodge after you say, get the ball around the horn at least once.
Right.
And then see if we can get either Hunter Roberts to pop from the crease or maybe it's number 16, Aiden Richardson to pop from the crease and then maybe dodge again.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent play. So what it looks like out here is they've got Lorenzo with the ball, so against Titus Splitter. And it looks like they're going to a bit of isolate. They've gone into that 1-4-1 that you suggested with both Richardson and Roberts on the crease. And they're getting Lorenzo down below GLE. He is dodging, and Elias Aiden sets the pick as he rolls back for it. So he's looking for that feed. It's going to be a double. Good team.
Good deflection.
Good deflection. It's going to be Alexander Dawn. It's going to pick up that ball. He's got the short stick on him. And what are they calling? But it's clearly a change of possession.
It is a change of possession. I didn't see it.
The only signal I saw was from a ref that might have been a ward off, but I didn't see anybody in place to do that. Swarming ground ball in the offensive zone for the Royals as Cam Smith picks it up, checks the clock. He settles down, knowing that there's 23 seconds left on the clock. Cam Smith looks through. Is looking for someone to feed to, and of course, who's he find? Is going to get
Number
Kemp.
9.
Yep, Ryan Kemp is going to be able to come through here and make a dodge, drop it down low, and then hit Smith.
Again, really good
not
play.
Fair, huh?
Really good upperclassman play by number 10, Cam Smith, to actually look back to the clock to see how much time and to know that they didn't need to rush. Got the ball, swung it through X, brought the ball back up top.
And then not only did he carry it through X and kick it out there, but then when Ryan was dodging, he was able to sneak to the backside and then cut off the backside of the goal and then get open, and those two find each other. And I know you say upperclassman, but Kemp's only a sophomore.
Right.
That's experience perhaps, but he's still a sophomore. But
Cam Smith was the one who looked over at the clock.
Yeah, it was absolutely good leadership there with 5 seconds to play in the half. That's now 10-2. Favor of the Royals as we get a face-off win for the Millers as time expires in the half. So we go into halftime with the HSC Royals up 10-2 on the Noblesville Millers here at Beaver Materials Field on Hamilton County TV. So we are going to take a little break here for a little while, and we'll be back right before the halftime comes out. Thank you.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself, or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Hey Deb, why do they call us Logan Street Signs and Banners?
Because we started off at Logan Street.
But we're on South 10th Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
Why didn't we change the name?
That would have just confused everybody and they wouldn't be able to find us.
Now I'm really confused.
Bill, we're Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville. Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street Signs and Banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street Signs and Banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome back to Beaver Materials Field here at Noblesville. As we're coming into the second half, you can see a beautiful rainbow. I can't see if you can see it on the field. But Coach McEnroe, what do we got coming out of the half?
Well, coming out of the half, one great news is the rain has subsided. We have a great rainbow over the field. Hopefully get some of the sloppiness out of the first half, which was rain-soaked. And just a little bit of an update on the penalty that occurred earlier. Tony Casiri was handed a 3-minute non-releasable penalty for targeting the head. That is a 3-minute non-releasable, and it was an ejection foul in the opinion of the officials, which could be costly for Hamilton Southeastern, as Tony Casiri is the per Scott Beasley, the head coach of Hamilton Southeastern. Casiri is their emotional leader, and they will be without his services for the next game that they play, as any ejection the player will be suspended for the following game.
Yeah, and that's a standard operating procedure in lacrosse, right?
Absolutely.
We just wanted to go through that and clarify that from a standpoint that we did not see or hear what the referees actually said. So we just want to make sure our viewers are aware. And also, having gone down at halftime and talking to the officials, the reason that they made that call was not that the contact necessarily was so egregious, because Tony had faced off at the center of the field. As he was running towards the sideline to sub out, the play came to him. So he had a 30-yard run when he hit the guy. So that excessive run plus a high hit adds to targeting in the ejection.
And Byron, that would be consistent with what we're seeing across the league this year. There has been a number of ejection fouls, more so than we've seen in the past.
And again, I think it's a situation where they're trying to protect the players. We are now coming out of the break from halftime with the HSE up 10-2 to start the game, and the players will take the field here. Ty DeSplitter is out on the wing. Looks like they've got Blaine Wirtz again facing off, so he's back in the fold, and we're going to get the second half underway. But going back to that ejection, I think it's just a function of, if you're saying that they're consistently doing it, I think they're just trying to clean the game up and make it safer so that more kids can play this longer down the road.
Absolutely.
So the referee's getting the face-off men ready as they squat down in the normal position here. They place the ball and back out. Now we are underway as Blaine Wirtz kicks that ball out forward, picks up the ground ball, and as we left the half, so shall we begin this half with the Royals dominating possession of play. It's going to be really difficult for climb back if you don't have the ball. But one thing I did notice there, Coach, was that as they were subbing, I think you had every one of the Millers players was within 10 yards of the goal.
Yeah, they must have made a consistent effort to speak about that during halftime and tell their off-ball defenders to really pack in.
Yeah, so the good news was they saw what we saw, and they seem to have made an adjustment here and have made it a little bit more difficult. We also saw that slide early there. So we now have Cam Smith behind the net. He's got his defender hung up.
This is the second time we've seen this today.
Yeah, but I think you're going to see slides coming a little bit quicker here as Cam Smith tries that cross-handed slide. And an excellent run-out. The referees still award that ball to the Royals, but an excellent run-out by Justin Johnson Sparks there, number 7, the long stick midi, who's also playing a little close defense there for the Millers. So we're going to start here with number 3, E.J. Reichert. He's going to try the dodge here on the aforementioned Johnson Sparks, who does excellent defense to force that play.
That was really good.
And look at that feed into the crease. I'm not sure that was a shot. That was Ryan Kemp on a left-handed dodge. He fed the crease. It got through, and then Cam Smith gets that ball back and feeds that back up top to number 7, Tanner Williams, the senior midfielder for the Royals, to go up 11-2 with 10:38 remaining in the third. So we're going to see if these guys can recover from that. But there's another situation where they come out of the half and they get the ball. Here comes your highlights. Okay, so what happened there really was Cam Smith fed that up top, got that to Tanner Williams, and I think that was a deflected shot, hit off of somebody's foot maybe, or a stick, and then rolled by Jack Judy in goal. So had a quick moment with Jack Judy, and he was really adamant that if his defense could keep the shooters at the outside, he thought he had a really good shot at it. So I'm sure he's really frustrated with that as Blaine Wirtz there wins the faceoff again and then comes down the field, and a flag is down. So Noblesville's Blaine McNabb causes a penalty against Hamilton Southeastern's Blaine Wirtz. So Blaine on Blaine action. It's going to favor the Royals in this one. So anything different here on the defense for the Millers? You think they've figured something out here?
We'll see. Really just right now, just looking just to see a little more pep in the step, trying to get those sticks up. Communication right now,
Well, the whistle starts with 10:26 here in the third quarter. Royals are going to work their extra man offense, pass it around the perimeter. This looks like a different play for them. So they run another cutter, work it around. Cam Smith now feeding Ryan Kemp. Ryan Kemp's going to pass that up top and shot on the inside. Garrett Smith, freshman midfielder. So they called him in the crease. So that is no goal for the Royals. And that ball is going to be awarded to the Millers as they try to clear the ball here after a crease violation. And then an errant pass there by number 3. Cole Brown. Cole Brown's errant pass gets the possession back to the Royals. So the Royals seem to be having their way here, not only in the offense, but along with a ride. Seems to be that off the wing.
Off the wing, low to high.
That's Tanner Williams. Tanner Williams with that shot. Low to high, you said. Looks like he drops his hands, goalie to low.
Yeah, so really hard to see the replay for me. I apologize, but really good execution on the part of the shooter there, getting his hands low, shooting high. That's a difficult shot to save by the goalie.
Well, and also came right off of a pass. So the goalie had to turn off of the pass from behind, reset to find the shooter. Then the shooter drops his hands and then shoots high. So the goalie's reacting to all of that. So excellent play by the Tanner Williams, the Royals midfielder, who notches the 12th goal for the same. So we have a 10-goal lead here for the HSE Royals, and the Millers are struggling to win a ground ball.
Number 22, Cannon Ellsbury's back in the game at close defense.
Oh, that's something that we have been talking about. Evan Rohde did win the draw there, but then got outrun by Titus Splitter to that ground ball, and the Royals maintained possession. So we were talking early how the Royals were not panicking at all with their offense, even when they had a 1 or a 2-goal lead, and we can see why. They had enough confidence here that 3 minutes into the third here, they're up by 10. There's a stick fake and a really errant shot. Looks like a wet stick situation that's stuck in his cross. So, Matt, looking forward here, obviously the Royals have this game in hand as we see another shot go errant high and backed up by the Royals. Do you think we got a situation where, as depleted as the Royals are, what are their chances of defending their state championship? So we get a post off the post by Smith.
Oh, and nice, another shot coming here, backed up by HSE. I think HSE has as good a shot as any of the top 4 teams. I haven't seen Cathedral play yet, but I have seen Carmel play and haven't seen Culver play just yet. Those would be what you would consider to be your top 4 teams in the state as of right now.
Right, and Carmel and Culver are playing today as well at the same time here as we watch HSC kick another shot here off the post. I would think those are the 4 teams. But the good news was last week the HSC Royals there played the Carmel Greyhounds to a 1-goal game in a cold, wet game. So it is close at the top. It's nice to see that there's some good competition there as a skip pass through from Ryan Kemp to Cam Smith. So that's I don't think that pass was meant for him, to be honest with you. It looked to me like that pass was meant for Cam Peach in the crease, and that got checked.
Kind of got through there, but quick hands and a quick goal.
So the pass was meant for number 13, Cam Peach, but he was checked with an excellent stick check by the by the Miller defense. But then the 13th goal goes on the board. So we definitely have that. So we've got another face-off here with 8:04 remaining in the third. Seems like everybody tied to Splinter at the face-off X. We've got a new face-off guy for the Millers, and they actually win it, and then it's checked and goes out of bounds.
Good check.
So that was Jack Wiltrout, the sophomore midfielder, gets a chance here for the Millers, wins the draw, and then gets it stick checked and knocked out of bounds.
Yeah,
so,
stick check by Evan Bohr, senior LSM for HSE. So it was a good trail check.
Yeah, and now we're going to see some action there from number 22 as he headmans the ball. So Cannon Ellsbury is on the field, gets it ahead to Constantine, and they clear the ball. So nice to see that those guys were able to do their academics and still make it to the second half of the game as the Royals settle up again.
Yeah, and so Dean Constantine, number 33, their long pole, he's their senior close defenseman captain. Really is one of the coaches on the field for this HSE team, and we just saw him help in clearing the ball so HSE could get possession here.
That's gotta make the goaltender feel real good that you've got an inexperienced goaltender. To have a leader on the field at defense like that can really help keep things together. As we saw another errant shot here backed up by Cam Smith. So we definitely have a situation where E.J. Reich is taking his chances. So Reichert there with the coming around the corner, taking that shot high and wide, backed up by Smith. Boy, we get to mention these two guys a lot, don't we? Smith up here to Kemp, and Kemp's got a short stick on him, takes the shot, picks it high. An unfortunate play for Jack Judy there as Cole Brown was coming across to help on the slide, and actually I think was a screen in that situation.
Just a little dodge top side. All he needed to do was take a side step and get his hands free. Wasn't much of room there for him to get that shot off, but that's all Ryan Kemp needed.
Yeah, well, Ryan Kemp definitely, he's a good shooter. So for him to get his hands free at about 14 yards, and he's up against the short stick, who then, as soon as he made that dodge, drop step to get out of there, scores the 14th goal for the Royals, as they've got this well in hand with 6:58 to go in the third. So let's see if the Millers, Jack Wiltrout, can come up with a possession here for the Millers, because at this point the Millers even haven't had a solid possession in their box on this half, and that's Evan Rohde this time. 2
poles out there on the faceoff for HSC with Cannon Ellsbury and Titus Splinter.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, we also see a long pole as we get a pickup here. This is going to be an excellent opportunity here for Hunter Roberts. Hunter Roberts into the zone, gets it stick checked out, backed up by Elias Aiden. Back to Schroeder. Schroeder feeds it up top, and it's picked off and come back the other way. The point I wanted to make was there was another long stick with Aiden Richardson now with a long stick in his hands at number 16 on that faceoff as this ground ball gets contested. And there's an interference call that is going to stay with the Royals. So explain loose ball interference to me, because I think we used to call that man ball. So did he just hit a guy that was too far away from the loose ball, you figure?
I didn't get a chance to see it.
Okay.
I was actually looking at the defensive end, but more often than not, yes. If ball's outside.
Oh, excellent play there. Loudon Shunley get the ball taken away.
Contacts made. Oh, go ahead.
That's good. They're moving the ball again. And it looks like they're putting extra players in here. So we're back to the freshmen with Blaine working that ball around. So HSE here is in control. They've got their second attack in now. So they're going to the bench here to pick up some extra depth. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for us to make these calls as clean because we're not as familiar with them. But we've got number 17 on there, that is Loudon Sundling, along with Garrett Smith, number 4, and then number 3, E.J. Reichert. So that's going to be your attack now as they've taken Kemp and Smith out of the ball game as Cam Peach takes a shot that goes wide.
And that was initiated off of a dodge by number 25 back in that low wing area.
Right, so Blaine Wirtz is having himself a little bit of a game. It's not necessarily showing up on the scoreboard, but he's definitely impacting in a positive way here as the Royals maintain possession. So, and that's a dodge down the wing by Tanner Williams, getting his turn in here as that shot goes wide and is backed up by Loudon Sundling. So the Royals are having no problem dodging, getting shots off here with their backup, their second midfield line and their backup attack. They're just not being able to get it on cage.
Solid dodges. Here we go again. Blaine Wirtz senses a double team, so he's going to pull it out. He was trying to look to see if he could find an outlet pass. Good dodge.
Wow,
Slipped a little bit on the turf.
I know, it was an excellent dodge there. Be able to beat the guy, see the slide coming, and be able to pull it out.
Now he's trying to find open space.
And then Sunling here with the dodge at X. I think the difference that you're going to see here is, obviously they're not going to know each other as well as where they are. I think that's the difference between starters and backups as the Millers get the ball and get it in transition.
Here's some speed.
With number 24, Joe Stappert. Stappert gets the ball down to the attack to Elias Aiden. They're going to settle that ball down and get some fresh bodies on the field. So there's a little bit of excitement from the Miller faithful here, as this is the first real possession. Hunter Roberts did get a break into the box earlier in the quarter, but with 3:40 to go in the third, this is going to be Lorenzo that's going to make a pass inside. It's going to be checked down. That was out of the hands of Alex Dawn.
And this is picked up by Braxton Frazier, new goalie in.
New goalie in the second half as Cannon Ellsbury tries to dodge through two guys, running like he's holding a pizza here. And walking the dog. Looks like we probably will get a trip on the play and the turnover. The whistle is blown, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Miller, Seth Schroeder, with a little bit of an aggressive play on the check, swung and missed, and unfortunately hit the foot of the defender, the engineering student, clearly, Cannon Ellsbury.
Braxton Frazier is a junior in goal for HSE. Got a little dinged up there when trying to pass the ball off to Cannon Ellsbury during the clear. But looks like he's going to shake it off and be just fine.
So we have an extra man offense. It's going to be a 1 minute possession for the Royals. Royals will have extra man here with 2:40 on the clock as the clock runs with 14-2 in favor of the Royals. The number 2 ranked Royals here are going to be very patient on offense. I think they've got extra guys on there. Yeah, they've got their second line. Here comes that pass again with the behind the back pass. I think there's a little bit of cocky in the air with, I think, the unnecessary but really cool to look at behind the back pass by Ryan Kemp into the crease to Tanner Williams, who was able to shoot that a little bit wide. So
the cutter moved to an open spot. He was open. So
there we go. Number 18 there, Michael Matheny. He's able to get in here and get a shot off. So he got that off as the penalty was released. So almost got checked from behind as we see Ryan Kemp behind the goal with his defender hung up again. So Kemp will dance around a lot here and look to feed as he does feed right there and hits the post. Wow, Tanner Williams got 2 shots here in the last minute and hasn't been able to find the inside of the 6x6. Bounced that one off the post and a scrambling ground ball. Ground ball is knocked around and no clear possession. Last touched by the Millers defense.
Number 7, Tanner Williams, is another senior captain. He's an offensive midfielder. Coach Beasley from HSE called him a glue guy and definitely improved his offense in the offseason to become a threat and to be a contributor on this team. And we're seeing it right now. He's getting some shot opportunities with shots in the offense right now.
Yeah, he was a defensive midfielder last year. Was able to just get a shot off there. That's exactly what we were talking about coming out of the half. Jack Judy there. That's the shot Jack Judy wants to see. That pass to up top, and then Jack can see that from about 12 yards out, and he can make a play on that as they pass it up the field and into the defensive zone where the Royals pick it up again. And the Royals are going to transition this ball back up. Oh, and an errant pass. So the ball back to the Millers with 30 seconds left on the clock. So the Millers are going to come in, and the clock is running. Under 30 to go. They don't seem to be having any urgency. Lorenzo Ferraro touches the box. They're looking around. I don't think they realize that there's only 20 seconds on the clock, but Ferraro's going to take a go at it here. He's keeping his head up, looking for someone to go to. Seth Schroeder waves him to come to his side. Attacks the right side of the goal line extended. Feeds the crease, top side, goes all the way through, and the errant pass goes by Blaine McNabb. But they were able to get it back and shoot it as 2-1-0 goes on the clock to end the third quarter. So dominant performance here by the HSE Royals. But the Millers have had a couple of opportunities. So we're going to take a 60-second break here and then come back with the fourth quarter.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville. If you're from Fishers.
Before that, it was 37A, and before that, it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore? It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that, it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
And welcome back here to Beaver Material Fields on the campus of Noblesville High School, where the Noblesville Millers trail the HSC Royals 14-2. So I'm Byron Stankus along with Matt McEnroe, Coach McEnroe, and the president of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association. What do we got going on here?
Well, I think it's time we go through and talk about some of the coaching staffs for these two teams. We can start with Noblesville here, our hosts. Noblesville coaching staff is made up of Kyle Krutzinger, head coach in his third season here at Noblesville, as well as two new assistant coaches, Luke Burrow, defensive coordinator, Noblesville High School grad, and played at Augustana College, as well as Griffin Davidson, another assistant coach and Noblesville High School graduate, and played his lacrosse at Adrian College.
Griffin Davidson as well also played at Noblesville, and he was a Noblesville Miller. So it's nice to see two alums come back to help their teams.
Absolutely.
Luke Burrow was a team captain for the Millers, and Griffin Davidson was a 99 point scorer in a single season for the Millers. So bringing back that experience is really good for them as we see the face-off to begin the fourth quarter, go into a giant scrum. The whistle blows, loose ball.
Talking about some of the coaches for Hamilton Southeastern, it's a small army that they bring with them. It's Scott Beasley at head coach in his sixth year and coming off of a state title last year in 2018. Also has Neil Barnes, Westfield High School lacrosse alum, is their offensive coordinator. Mike O'Rourke is their defensive coordinator, played his lacrosse at Butler Division I program, and was an excellent player in college lacrosse, NCAA Division I. Coach Beasley has referred to Coach O'Rourke as a key reason for their strong defensive play so far. And they also have two additional coaches. Jeff Dombeck is their goalie coach, and Jake Macy, their face-off coach, who is a Hamilton Southeastern alum as well.
Yeah, I coached Jake Macy, coached alongside Dombeck, but Dombeck actually played up at Trine for our friend Vinny Lang as we see a goal. Excellent goal coming right down the middle by number 20, Blaine McNabb. Blaine McNabb, they lulled us into a sense of security here as we were talking about the game. The Millers had won the possession with the face-off, but here's McNabb.
A nice little face dodge. Didn't need nothing but a small little stutter step to get past his defender and just ran straight towards the cage.
And I think that's an important play there. We had a face-off situation that went to a long scrub. We had a loose ball push, and as we were talking and the play was developing, that loose ball push was awarded then the ball to the Millers, and they were able to gain possession. So the Millers having possession and actually maintaining it for a while to find a matchup that they liked, and then seeing McNabb run downhill at the goal to dodge. Excellent play. I think if they can get some more possessions, I think they can climb back into this thing. You can see that they actually have some weapons.
Obviously, they do have some offensive weapons.
And there's number 12, Jack Wiltrout again on the faceoff. So we've now seen two possessions won by the Millers. So the Millers have won two faceoffs, one with a loose ball violation, and a second one with Jack Wiltrout in the faceoff. So good for the Millers to find a way to stay in this thing as the sophomore midfielder wins the faceoff for them.
Despite the score, they're still competing, and that's exactly what you want to see at this point.
And I think we've got a timeout called. Excuse me, that's going to be the referee. I see them signaling a slash call. So it's going to be a 1-minute slash on the Millers. Unfortunately, after all that gaining possession, they end up slashing behind the play, and the ball is awarded to the Royals. We're going to have an extra man offense for a minute at 10:19 to go in the fourth quarter. So I don't see anything special is going to happen here. I expect the Royals to just run their offense here. And I'm really interested to see if we can keep this defense collapsed by the Millers as they back off the one guy in the field.
No.
Sorry, one of two guys on the field you probably shouldn't leave alone.
Yeah, and number 24 there, defensive midfielder for Noblesville. Kind of got caught in between a rock and a hard place there, having to make a decision on who to stay with. Possibly should have stayed a little bit lower, but didn't want to leave that one player on the wing as well.
Yeah, I think it got a situation where number 26, 24, Joe Stappert there got caught. They're playing a zone there, so he's got to decide with two guys in his zone. Does he play the low guy? Does he play the high guy? And he picked the wrong one, and I got a situation probably either one of them would have been the wrong one, I'm guessing, because the other guy was Cam Smith. So
correct.
I think you put them in a bad spot if you're not going to rotate to the ball. So it's 15-3 with a running clock at 9:10 to go with the face-off in the fourth quarter. Hopefully the Millers can get a possession here with ball being popped out. There it's Blaine Wirtz again with the face-off, but a good swarming ball by the defense here. And this Jack Wiltrout seems to be showing a little something. As a flag goes down, it's going to be awarded a possession. Jack Wiltrout's just willing himself to make a play here and gets the ball away. So they're going to have to get it into the box, and they do. So this is going to be a free possession with a flag down for the Millers. So they might be able to get 2 for 1 here. I'm not sure what the penalty is, but Lorenzo Ferrero looking in, feeds it inside to Elias Aiden. Elias Aiden runs away from the double team, and that's good. And we're going to get that ball
Hunter
back out.
Roberts has a short pole right now. If
they can find him.
Yeah.
And they found him. So it's going to be Hunter Roberts against number 11, Luke Egelman. So Luke, the defensive specialist for the Royals, up against the leading scorer for the Millers, who scores. Hunter Roberts scores. So as you said right there, they found the mismatch they wanted. Hunter Roberts did the smart thing, took the midfield defender below GLE and dodged from there, and was able to gain top side and be able to score that goal.
And he had to do that against a double team. There was a slide that went and made a defensive approach towards Hunter Roberts, so he had to split a double team just to get that shot off.
Yeah, and I think that's what Hunter Roberts does really well. He's able to beat his guy clean and draw that slide, and he's aware enough to get those shots off well before the slide can do any damage. So the Millers showing signs of life. Looks to me like that penalty was assessed. So there may be an opportunity here for a 2 for 1 with the Millers scoring their fourth goal with 8:07 to go in the fourth quarter. And they're going to be a man up on this faceoff with Aiden Richardson having the long pole there on the wing. So he's doing double duty with the short pole and the long pole. And the referees are still discussing it with Coach Beasley on the sideline, how this goes down. So, Matt, do you think it's a situation where was this a 30-second penalty that should have been wiped out? Or are they just trying to clarify? Because my understanding is it has to be at least a 1-minute penalty for that to be assessed after the goal, correct?
You know, I would have thought that this would have been wiped by now, so I'm guess I'm not understanding exactly what the penalty is. Hard to understand in our situation. We actually aren't getting any calls from the bench to get an understanding of what the calls are on the field.
Well, and when they do make those calls, their back is to us, so we have to rely heavily on hand signals, and that was a discussion between the coach and the bench and the officials. So, the face-off was won by the Royals there. They turned that ball over by throwing it out of bounds. So for a short period of time here, we're going to have a clear with an extra man advantage to the Millers.
And we have Sam Fenifrock, number 6 for HSC, back on the field as well.
And there's an errant pass touched by the Royals, so that'll go out of bounds. Oh, that was not touched by the Royals. So apparently there's going to be a discussion as well. With 7:37 on the clock, there's an extra man advantage as Noblesville is trying to clear it. I think the referees are trying to discuss whether the HSC player touched it before it went out of bounds. If it did, which is exactly what they're calling, they're awarding that ball to the Millers now. So the Millers are going to have the ball right near the 50-yard line, and it's going to start in the hands of Elias Aiden. The attackman is going to start. So for about 30 seconds here, just under 30 seconds, there's going to be an extra man advantage to the Millers coming off of the kind of confusing play, but now they have settled into their extra man offense. They're going to pass it around and look for that extra man shot, and here comes And that shot there by number 20 was Blaine McNabb. So Blaine McNabb, who had scored a goal 2 goals ago there, was able to get that ball to the backside. And then there's a push down the sideline. So I'm not really sure there, but looks like Cannon Ellsbury was the one-man clear in that situation.
He certainly was.
And we touched the box up for the Royals.
Number 1 there for Noblesville, Mason Bowler, throwing some good checks there on number 23.
And so now we're looking at guys like Clayton Emery and Michael Matheny on the field there, along with Tanner Williams. So we're getting a little bit more depth here with Emery getting on the field a bit, as we see Michael Matheny here trying to take his guy to the outside. Excellent defense here by Lorenzo Ferraro, who is known as an offensive specialist, or not maybe a specialist, but that's his forte as the flag goes down. So the referees did not like the defense that I saw. Apparently there was a little more stick whacking than I thought. But now we've got a possession situation that was going to be reversed to what we just saw, where they're going to get a free play here. But it's still good defense. Can't seem to break it.
Yeah, right now I think, that's a good decision. Let's move the ball, start moving the ball, get it through other player sticks.
Yeah, I think that's a situation where the Royals are going to want to try and find a matchup here that they can work with. Again, there's a situation right here where the ball went on the ground, but it's not a dead whistle situation like we've had last year, because the possession was maintained by the Royals. So it's not a turnover, and they can maintain the possession with the flag down. So we're going to see Matheny and Ferraro at it again. And I think this is an excellent matchup. These are two good players, and the ball flag goes down again. But there was a shot that was on goal that was saved. So as soon as it touched the goalie, that whistle blows. So we're going to see. Looks like, I'm going to guess, to me, both of these penalties are on Ferraro.
It's actually the second flag that goes down actually causes the whistle to blow. Two flags on a play will cause that whistle.
Excellent. So in that case, the shot would not have counted no matter what. And I believe both of those penalties are going to be on Ferraro. So he is going to serve 2 penalties for 1 minute of slashing each.
Right. But that was a solid possession for HSC to take some time off the clock. We're close to almost 2 minutes of possession time for them there. Got a shot off.
They did get a shot off, and despite the penalties, I think Lorenzo Ferraro on the one-on-one against Matheny did a really good job of controlling him and sending him down the sidelines. The referees didn't like the stick play that went along with that, but it's nice to see solid one-on-one defense for a little bit. Unfortunate that the stick play got a little bit of a penalty there, but we're in a situation now where good save there by Jack Judy. That was off the shot by number 4, Garrett Smith. So what happened in that situation was here's Justin Johnson-Sparks trying to run through the field here.
I am impressed with this young man, just picking up a stick this year, able to get out there at the varsity level. Little raw, but still great motor, really working hard.
Yeah, and he's unfortunately he was out ahead of the play, and he was by himself on an island there. So, but I did see that there's a rotation now in, so there's definitely going to be a rotation on the defense. So the defense is rotating this time instead of more of a zone. So let's see if they got to do a better job of covering that corner. So Joe Stappert there, number 24, stuck on that corner. He's going to need some help because he's got both Cam Smith and Ryan Kemp on that corner. And they seem to be exploiting him down in that low corner. Good rotation down by number 1, Mason Bowler. So that's how you're going to have to fix that, is get that full rotation in there as Cam Smith does a dodge and then shoots that wide. So I think there's been a slight adjustment that the Millers have made here that might be able to hold off at least these penalties, although you never know with Kemp and Smith for sure. As we see a shot there by Tanner Williams. Tanner Williams was just feeling it. Nobody in his face.
Yeah, senior captain let a shot go from about 15 yards out, high to low, and on the back of the net. As you'll see on the replay here, just lets it rip from about 15 yards just inside.
Now, do you think it's a situation there that's a difficult save to make because it was kind of a skidder there, a little bounce shot, a little high to low shot?
Yeah, no, I think definitely the high to low plays into the advantage of the shooter. It's hard for goalies to make a save on any shot that changes planes.
Yeah.
Low to high, high to low.
And I think it's a situation where that defense at least has to get a stick on there to contest that a little bit to give them a
Absolutely.
little hope.
Absolutely. This HSE team is full of shooters.
They are. So Noblesville, I see on the wing here, has gone to junior Landon Bauer. That's come on to the wing. So they're adding some extra bodies in here, throwing it at it, and see if they can get some help for Evan Rohde. Whereas number 2, Evan Bohr, senior long stick, actually won that faceoff for the Royals. So the Royals are giving a lot of people shots here at the faceoff with Tony Ciceri out, and the ball is down on the ground. So Noblesville here, as much as looks like this thing's gotten away from them with 2:45 to go in the fourth, I don't think all hope is lost for their season, Coach Mack.
No, I mean, they came into this game ranked number 10 in the state, and it's still early in the season, right? It's not early, but we still have a month left in the season. Excuse me, and they certainly can definitely take some positives from this. They were able to score against HSE. They know that they have the players and the ability to score, and they can take that moving forward. Because there were some teams that played HSE this year that were not able to score at all. HSE does have a couple of shutouts this year. So Noblesville with their offensive players are certainly able to score some goals.
There's one off the post.
Wait to see what this call is.
They called in the crease.
In the crease.
So behind the play, someone ran through the crease off of that shot, so the Millers will get the ball. So do you think they'll be able to maintain that top 10 spot here?
So I think we might see them slide a little bit after this loss, but I still think towards the end of the season they still have their full complement of HCLC games that they need to play this year. So definitely I see from an offensive perspective they should be able to compete.
So HCLC teams, so we're looking at 2 of them here. Who else is left in that conference that we know that they're going to be playing?
Sure, that's Brownsburg, Fishers. I know that they have a reschedule with them, Zionsville, and Westfield. So
those are quite of them are a few good teams. I think they're all in the top 20. So a couple of wins against those can probably secure a top 10 spot as
Absolutely.
we see these 2 teams go back and forth up the field. So do you think securing a top 10 spot for and there's a failure to advance for the Royals back to the Millers.
Ball's back in number 5's hands. Lorenzo Ferraro, senior midfielder, captain for the team. Their other captain is number 4, Hunter Roberts. We've mentioned him a number of times, scored a couple goals for us in this game. Just has possession of the ball. Shot wide. He's another senior captain. Crease attackman, has 50 points on the year, and is going to play his lacrosse at Aquinas in Michigan. And number 27, Adrian Vasquez, senior midfielder, face-off.
Out with a foot injury. Yep.
Yeah, out with a foot injury.
A tremendous athlete is Vasquez. So
definitely could have used him today.
Yeah, he's an excellent athlete, and I think it's one of those guys that you definitely miss both on the field and in the locker room. I was able to coach him. I really liked him as a kid as we get a shot and save for the Millers as the time expires. So as the game ends here, Royals 16, the Millers 4. Tough loss for the Millers, but it looks like they have some hope going forward and have a chance to maintain their top 10 ranking, and another solid win for the defending IHSLA champs. And
definitely a little bit of adversity at the beginning of the game with losing their face-off midfielder, injury to their goalie not starting, having to start some younger players in the goal, as well as having 2 defensive players out as well. So definitely they can give themselves a pat on the back for handling that adversity pretty well.
So again, the Millers 4, the Royals 16 at Beaver Materials Field. This is Hamilton County TV, HCTV. My name is Byron Stankus, along with Matt McEnroe. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.